Hello everyone. Been a while since I've done a tutorial, and in this one I'm going to be showing you how to place multiple objectives to show on your compass while you're doing one objective. So um, you'll probably, I don't think I have to explain much, because as you watch the video you'll probably get it. Okay, so the objective in this one is that in these beams, let me disable the triggers for a moment. In these beams, there's no C4, and we're gonna, via script, we're gonna go ahead and spawn some glowing C4 right there, so that our objective is to to plant a C4. So I've already gone ahead to speed this process up. I've already taken the origins of where I'm gonna place it, and simple way of doing that is you go ahead and you write let's see, let me see if I could do this real quick. To the window, this is on the side. There we go. Okay, so pretend, let's trace the class and script. This is just model, model C4. Alright, so let me just get rid of this other patty. Basically what we're going to be doing in Radiant, and I recommend everyone does this if you're going to be using a glowing model, you'll go ahead and spawn first the model, that the non-glowing model. So this is a non-glowing model, this is a non-glowing, and what we're going to do here is just go ahead and find the origins of like which way we want it to look. So we're gonna move it about there, and so once we have it placed and angled maybe at the way we want it to, so this way, blah blah blah, like that, we press escape to deselect it because we need to let it update the origin, and we will press entity. The end for our entity window, you'll see the origin. You'll write this origin down, save it on your notepad somewhere, blah blah blah, because that's where you're gonna be spawning your glowing model and your actual solid model. And this is the script model of a weapon C4. So I've already gone ahead and since the objective in this mission is to plant it on these beams, there's 7 beams, pretty far and pretty wide, so none of them will have it on the actual map right there, see. But what we do have to put, so that we know that the player has gone ahead and planted it, we do have to put a trigger. Okay, and in an earlier video I mentioned how to use flags, and I hope you looked at that one. Now take a look at it so you can understand how these flags work. Okay, so in this video I have 7 flags, 1 2 3, 1 for, and so on, so on and so on, 1 for each support beam. And this flag is script flag C4 10 because we're on the 10th floor, and 1 because it's I counted as the first trigger, and this one will be the 2 3, etc etc all the way to 7. Alright, and remember, none of these beams have the models in there. So and each trigger has its own separate flag. This one's 5 and whatnot. I've gone ahead and, you know, once you go ahead and do that, you know you have your trigger. We're gonna make the other part in script. So I'm already showing you the script. By the way, this is someone else's map, it's not mine, but I'm helping them out on the script. So what I did in the script is I've gone ahead and defined the triggers. Object to trigger 10.1, blah blah blah. These are the triggers that are gonna be setting my flag. Okay, so each one there's 7 triggers, and I call them by script noteworthy because that way I identify them separately. So script noteworthy, object to trigger 10.1. This will be 10.2 with the same name, but the ending, just keeps ending, changing to different number, so on. And once that, then I created a thread specifically just for these triggers, and in this thread I had already wrote down all their origins. So I created parameters for this thread. I call it on the trigger, first of all, on each trigger 1 through 7, which were already defined, thread, bomb, think, and I put an origin, and the angles are already defined here, so it's one angle. All of these models for the C4 will have the same angle. I don't have a problem with that. And the objective number, which is 3, as you can tell, they're all highlighting right here. They're all 3. So that's cool because we need that info. And then additionally, there's another number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 for each trigger. And that's an additional index number that we need to know. Okay, so in our thread that we call bomb sync, if we go to it, I've told it that the origin, the angles, the first parameter is known as the origin, which is the digits that we wrote down. The angles already defined in the thread up there. The number of the objective and the index number, which is this additional number. Okay, so so basically this thread is running off of the trigger. So anytime you see the word self, it's whatever entity was called on that trigger. So self in this case will be the trigger. Okay, so we don't have a C4 defined, so I'll just put it undefined. And I want to define my glowing object model. So it's weapon underscore C4 underscore objective. You have to put that in the parentheses, in the quotes. There we go. Then the model of our actual solid one that's not glowing, it's a weapon C4, weapon underscore C4. Okay, so this will be known as model, this will be known as glowed. Okay, and then via script, I put a variable of C4, so I know it's known as that. Spawn a script model, and where do we spawn it? On the origin, which is the first parameter, which is what we wrote right here. So whatever you write here in the first parameter is going to be here as the origin. Okay, and so it spawns there. The angles are the same angles that we defined it in the previous thread. And then we tell this script model to set its model as the glow. So in this case, it's weapon C4 objective.